Yeah, Beanie Wells. I'm not even announcing it. Oh, yeah, I love that. Turf toe IR, 6 weeks minimum. Our boy Ryan Williams, guess what? He's starting. I love him. Couldn't be more excited. We called Jamal Charles. We called Arian Foster. We called DeMarco Murray last year. All because we didn't like the incumbent starters. Ryan Williams, that's our boy this year. It's about to happen again. Love it. Thank you, Beanie, for being a big old baby.
Are you excited about it?
Just a little bit. A little bit.
For those of you that remember our bet show, it's a push, just like I said. I'm either going to win or it's going to be a push.
Hey, I'll take it. I don't care now.
Quick shout out to Mr. Peters from Prague.
International here.
He was our weekly salary cap winner. Congratulations. You will get a fancy FS t-shirt. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much to send a shirt to Prague.
Hey.
I guess we'll find out soon enough. But if you haven't signed up yet, sign up for the league. Once you sign in, under the Check Out the Action tab, third from the left. Sign up. Good time.
Get in those games. We're going to be giving away t-shirts. It's fun to do too. Get in there.
Tip of the week. You're 0-3, 1-2 with a low point total. Is it time to panic? It's
A little bit.
If you can shake things up and still have long-term and short-term goals in mind, I love it. Now's the time. Start throwing a bunch of trades around. Maybe try to trade with some of the other guys down at the lower part of the rankings, just, maybe another team that's just trying to shake things up. Me, personally, if I'm losing, I want to lose with a different team. I just don't want to keep losing with the same team. I just send out my overachievers and just try to get some new guys over, just something new to look at. Like I said, if you can do a trade right now with short-term and long-term goals in mind.
But with that said, don't be going crazy and be like, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been playing well, so I'm going to deal him for...
Don't sell low.
Yeah, don't panic and sell low. Exactly. All right, Dustin, let's get into those forum questions. And the first one comes from Furnitured Zinner 1. He wants to know which quarterback he should be starting. It's either Tony Romo, home versus the Bears, or Christian Ponder at the Lions. 59% of the community is saying go with Mr. Tony Romo.
The home away thing does play a big factor. Romo, I have him in one of my leagues. Unfortunately, he's been killing me. But I want him to show me something. Ponder has been playing pretty good, and I really like the potential of that matchup. I see that game as being a much higher chance of being a high-scoring game. And Ponder throws in those bonus points with his legs. I want Romo to show me something. I'm going with the young guy. I'm going Ponder here.
No.
I'm going.
And by the way, just a little quick, this is the bet of the week. Because we were talking about this earlier, you gotta go Romo here. We're only 3 weeks in. He did fine against the Giants. He'd been knocked around prior. I'm saying you go Romo at home. Ponder, yes, he did very well against the 49ers. But he's got Percy Harvin there, but his yards per catch isn't that high. Rudolph's not going to get 2 touchdowns every week.
He might.
Bet of the week. Tony Romo is going to beat Chris Ponder. I will go up 3-1 because my boy Danny Boy did beat your boy Mr. Cobb.
I wish I'd just give him the ball more. All right, so we'll see how that works out. But Ponder's going to throw in 30 rushing yards, and that's going to be the difference. All right, let's move to our next forum question. This one comes from 777 Ock Draft 777 Ocker.
Obviously.
Flex spot, Doug Martin versus Washington, Eric Decker versus Oakland. 69% are going Doug Martin right now.
This is actually a little bit tough. I really like Decker and Thomas this week and Peyton because the Oakland secondary is god-awful. But with that said, Arakpo's out and the Skins are banged up. Their defense has been looking pretty terrible. I'm going to go with, when it's a close like this, I like to go with the guy that's going to get the guaranteed touches, and that's the running back. Therefore, I say you go with the rookie, go Doug Martin here. All right, Dustin, which defense to start? And this question comes from NBAN, and he wants to know Atlanta versus Carolina or Dallas versus the Bears. So he's thinking sacks, obviously, with Cutler because he gets knocked around a lot. But 71% of the community is saying go with ATL.
This one's really tough because obviously I think Atlanta has the tougher matchup, but they have the better defense. So what would you rather have, the better defense against the better offense or the worst defense against the worst offense? I'm going with the better defense in this case. I do see the upside of Dallas this week. I actually did pick them up in one of my leagues just to see what they can do. Hopefully Cutler does something stupid like he normally does. But I think, Cam Newton, Carolina has just been kind of hit or miss. They haven't really looked like they did last year, obviously. So I like Atlanta. They've looked pretty good this year on D. I think they're the safer play.
And on a side note, I hope you listened to his waiver wire show when he told you to pick up Ryan Williams because that clearly worked out as a must-have. Just still side note to all that.
Doesn't have anything to do with
Ryan Williams.
We weren't even
it's
talking about that. But Time for sleepers and busts.
Nice.
Does it work?
It's pretty good. We'll let the fans
All
decide.
right, I'm sure they hate it. All right, let's get into my sleepers and busts. My sleeper, Andy Dalton. I am really starting to buy into him this year as a potential top 10, top 12 QB. Ooh. He's looked great. He's got weapons. You know, I'll even admit it, Benjaris Green-Ellis has looked better than I thought he was going to. Jacksonville, not that great against the pass. I like Andy Dalton. I'm starting him over guys like Romo this week.
Romo again,
They're hating on Romo. I want him to show me something. I like Andy Dalton. I actually am starting Andy Dalton in front of Romo in the league that I have Romo. Bust Steven Jackson. I don't like Steven Jackson anymore. I've never liked him this year. I think Richardson is this close to being a must-add in all leagues. I couldn't quite do it in my waiver wire show, but he should be on everyone's bench, I feel, for now. Steven Jackson looked terrible. I know he's banged up. He's got Seattle this week. If I have anyone, Ben Tate, anyone with a higher upside, I'm benching Steven Jackson this week.
Sleeper. I'm going to go on the ledge a little bit here and go Ryan Williams. I couldn't be more pumped about this guy. He's starting. They're playing Miami, so it's a little bit scary because they're actually third against the rush thus far. So I'm going to temper my expectations just a little bit and say he's a flex play. You know, don't be going crazy. I'm going to do my best. I got him in 4 leagues. Probably going to find his way in the lineup in all 4. But obviously my sleeper is going to be Ryan Williams. My bust is Danny Amendola. This is another guy that I do like, but those big Seattle corners, they're going to press him. They're going to hit him. And I don't think Danny Boy's going to respond too well for it. Plus, he's got to have all the attention.
Let's move to Mike's picks. Just so that you all know, Mike did pick Williams as well as his
No. Is this Ryan Williams starting time? Ryan Williams starting time.
So he had to pick someone else because this guy just would not have it.
Ryan Williams.
Hankerson for the Redskins. He's gotten some praise from the coaching staff. They're going up against Tampa Bay. He's giving up a lot of yards from the pass. Hankerson could be a sneaky play for you, especially if you have one of the Steelers wide receivers or you're looking for a wide receiver this week. Hankerson, not a bad play for you. His bust, Sean Green. He's going up against San Francisco. He's starting to split carries now, pal. It's turning into a mess. I will admit that I did like Sean Green coming into the year, but it's turning into a mess. You can't start
Maybe Tebow will be the running back soon.
I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
Of course it
but,
does.
So that's our weekly show. If you got questions, post them in our forums. We try to keep it all in there, like we said.
Forums.
We go to one place. We answer them there. Our army of experts are in there. And we'll see how Brent's boy Ryan.
Check out the rankings. Ryan Williams shooting up the rankings. Oh, he dropped it. Ryan Williams wouldn't have dropped it.